Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Quijano. California wine country is shrouded in smoke as wildfires spread across the region. At least 15 people have been killed. As many as 2,000 homes and businesses have been destroyed, and more than 100,000 acres have been burned. John Blackstone is in Sonoma County.
With some neighborhoods still burning and others already reduced to ashes, Santa Rosa is a city transformed by fire. Michael Everidge lost his home.
Armageddon. It's just gone. Everything's gone.
The flames consume mobile home parks and comfortable hilltop subdivisions, luxury hotels and fast food restaurants. In all, some 1,500 buildings have been destroyed in and around this city of 175,000. Jimi Hendrix could barely recognize the street he lived on.
There's nothing but chimneys standing, block after block after block after block, nothing. All just down on the ground. It's just black. The whole damn neighborhood's black.
All that is left of Lisa Whalen's home is a cement slab with imprints of her son's hand beside hers. What remains so shocking here is how quickly it all happened.
4 structures on fire, residents trapped.
First responders were stretched with so many fires suddenly burning so ferociously across much of Northern California's wine country. CAL FIRE Chief Barry Bierman.
During those conditions of high winds, a lot of things happen.
Even as victims needed care, fire was bearing down on Santa Rosa's 2 main hospitals.
The hospital was filled with smoke, and it was at that time that the police department came in and said, drop everything, go now.
Nurse Jelena Smithson was among those who helped push patients from intensive care to ambulances. As she was tending to others, her own home was on fire.
Well, one of the nurses came up to me and put her arm around me, and she said, I'm sorry, Jillian, but your home is gone. I went to the window, and everything at that point was engulfed.
You could see your home
Yes.
from the hospital?
Yes.
Around 200 people are still missing in the Northern California fires. In Napa County, among those confirmed dead are Charles and Sarah Rippey, married 75 years ago. He was 100, she was 98. With fires still active around Santa Rosa and so many places where embers are still smoldering, there's a fear that afternoon winds will pick up here and spread this destruction even further. Elaine?
Well, John, officials with California's Department of Forestry and Fire Protection said they expected firefighters to make progress Tuesday. What can you tell us about the containment efforts at this point?
On most of the fires in Northern California here, containment is still considered zero. These fires are still spreading. Not as many homes are now threatened, but the fires are still spreading, and there is that fear that afternoon winds can spread any of these embers. We can see smoke rising just over the ridge here.
Do the residents you spoke with have any idea when they'll be able to return home and assess the damage?
Well, they have to wait until these areas are considered safe again. Now, we have seen a few people who've been able to sneak around the roadblocks on foot and come in and check out their homes, but those are rare. As you can see, when they do make it into many of these areas, there's very little left for them to have a look at.
Well, the fires up north have consumed some of the region's most prized vineyards. Is there a sense of how this will affect future production efforts?
Well, there certainly is. It's still difficult to assess just how many vineyards have been lost, but certainly some vineyards have burned, the vines have burned, and vines can take, 3 years or more before they're able to produce grapes to make wine again. That's one problem. Another problem is that several vineyards have been destroyed, and the vineyards keep a vintage or 2 or 3 in barrels, often in the vineyard. Those may have been lost. Still, this assessment is still underway. But there's a fear that this could have an impact on the industry for years to come, and perhaps in shortages because of vines that have been burned, wine that has been lost in the fires. The good news is that the harvest is largely over for this year, so many vineyards, if they've got their grapes in, that should produce wine for this year.
All right, that is a bit of good news. John Blackstone for us. John, thank you.